This next module, we're going to be covering trading journal. It is important for a trader to keep track of every trade they're doing throughout their whole career. This is not only going to allow you to improve, but it's also going to give you structure throughout your days and weeks trading in the market. We have a few documents that you can download. Today I'm going to discuss two of them that in my opinion are the most important ones, because you're going to be tracking everything you do every single day for months and months and months. And so the first one that we're going to be downloading and studying, it's called Trading Plan. And as you can see here, this is a plan I structured for one of our students for him to go from 9,000 to 925,000. And I believe he already reached the 10 million mark. So it is just a reference, but it doesn't mean that you might get there or not get there at all. You might be very surprised as this guy and make a lot of money, but you also might not get there ever, because it's only a guide. It doesn't mean or guarantee that you're gonna make it. But it's good. It's good motivation. It's a good structure. It works. And that's the reason why we're gonna discuss it, because it is more effective than just throwing darts, not knowing where you're going, and just improvising your move in the market, period. You're not gonna get magically to a point by pure magic. You're gonna get there by planning it. So the way that this works is that you're gonna download it and it's gonna be empty. And you're gonna put your initial balance in the first column, okay? Right here. You're gonna write right under IB. IB stands for initial balance. You're gonna write 9,881 if you have that balance. If not, you're just gonna write your initial balance. It could be 500, it could be 1,000, it could be 100,000. Next to it, you're gonna see a W. W stands for week. So you're gonna write week 1, week 2, week 3. Actually, this was a plan made for 20 weeks only. So 9,000 to 925,000 in 19 weeks. Not 52, which is a whole year. Next to it, you're gonna see an L, that's for lot. Next to it, you're gonna see a P for pips or pipettes. Next to that, you're gonna see DT for day trades. Next to that, you're gonna see a D for days. Next to that, you're gonna see a C for commission. Next to that, you're gonna see FP for final profit. And next to that, you're gonna see ROI for return on investment. So, you already know this was for a scalp. Okay, it wasn't for swing trading. You can adapt this to swing trading. So this person wanted to risk around 30% and have a margin of 1,000 pipettes to fix the situation in case of a drawdown. And that's how you get to 2.97. So he wanted to scalp, risking 30% of his account, of his funds, in the case of a drawdown. And he had 1,000 pipettes to think about it and to fix it, instead of 3,000 that it's what we talked about, right? And every person has a different risk to reward or risk protection strategy. And so in this case, he wanted to trade or catch 75 pipettes, and he wanted to do it 3 times. So he was making 668, and he was trading 5 days, 3-day trades, 5 days, and then he didn't have a standard account. He had a razor account, which was taking 50% of his profits and commissions to the broker. So 2,840.06 cents, which is the number we have here, and that is literally how we build that. And so adapt that to your numbers. Okay? Everybody's gonna have a different number. If you're doing swing trading, it's gonna look different. I'm gonna do an example now. And so if we divided the final profit by the initial balance, we're gonna do it now, 9,891.81, you're going to get 0.7871, which means 28% return on investment in just week 1. And so now you add the final profit to the initial balance, which is 2840.6 plus 9,891.81, and you're going to get 12,731.87. And now in week 2, the lot size increments or changes from 2.97 to 3.8. And the reason being that the initial balance is higher than on week 1. Okay? So now he's making a final profit even though everything else stays the same. But on week 2, he knows that he needs to trade 3.8 instead of 2.9. And he gets a profit of $3,652.87, which equals a 28.71% return on investment, the same percentage, but since the initial balance was higher, his final profit was higher. And that way he starts compounding every single week until he gets to week 19, which equals to 925,000 for a total final profit that week of 265,000 and 28% return on investment. So if you were swing trading and you were going to write it here on your journal, it will look different, because let's say we took that example of $1,000 and you were going to risk only 30%. You're risking $300. And let's say you would always try to stay in a range of 500 to 600 pipettes on your stop loss. That would equal to 0.60, let me see if that's right, 1,000, 0.03, 30 bucks, sorry. You risk 3%, 30 bucks, divided by 500. You're talking about 0.066 cents lot. So you put that on the lot size and you predict how many pipettes you're going to catch, and you can eliminate the day trade and you write WT so that you can calculate how many week trades you want to do. In this case, I would suggest just doing 1, and then you can eliminate the day trades and the commission if you don't have a Razor account and you have a standard account. The point is, you can adapt this to whatever situation you're in, right? And you can make it your own. But you need to document your trades. You need to see what you're doing. And most importantly, you print out your best scenario, and then you make a new table where it's empty, and literally you follow up on everything to see if it looks or it's close or above what you were planning to get. Okay? And that way you're keeping track of every effort that you're putting into the market. And you should do that. That is a good habit to have. Okay? And so I suggest you take one day of the weekend. It could be Saturday or Sunday, and you're gonna update this. So, because at the end of the week, you're gonna know where you're at. And if you haven't finished, then you're not gonna put anything on your final profit. You're just gonna leave it empty until you finish. And then you're gonna adjust it to whatever it is that you're doing, okay? If you went 2 weeks because you were swing trading and you didn't finish, then you leave week 1, and then whenever you close your trade, it could be week 4, then you jump to week 4. And that way you know it took you 4 weeks to go from one row to the other one and to make X amount of ROI. And then you can start projecting for future ones and start learning about yourself, how fast you are, your trading style, etc. And now it's perfect to combine the other tool that we provide right below this module that you can download, which is the Trading Goal Weekly. And in this one, I used to have this one here and also have it on a whiteboard the same way that you're looking at it here. And so on the other one, I would look at the macro. On this one, I would look at the micro and what I was doing day to day. And so I would have every day of the week from Sunday to Friday, because the market opens on Sunday at 5 p.m. and it closes at on Friday at 5 p.m. And then I would have a won column and a loss and a goal one. If I made the goal for the day, I would just put an X here. And if I would put a check mark. I don't even know how you can do that here. I'll just put a V. And if I didn't make it, I would put an X. And not making it didn't mean that I lost everything. It meant that maybe my projection was winning 3 trades, and so I won 2 and I lost 1, right? And so I didn't make it. But let's say here I did win 3, so I did make my goal. And let's say here I just won 1 and I lost 2. But then here I won 4 and I lost 1. And then here I won 5 and I lost 0, right? So here I did make my goal because it equals to 3. And right here I didn't make my goal, and right here I went above my goal. And so, and then you keep track of everything daily and then on a macro to see if you're close or far from your goal. But the way you build a wall is by putting one brick at a time. You don't wake up one day and you have a wall. You don't wake up one day and your house is built. You have a foundation. This is your foundation, and everything you're learning is your foundation. And then you start doing the work, but it's like one brick at a time. So the way that I see this is one day at a time. And you need to keep track of your efforts so that you know where you're standing. And 1, 2, 3 months are gonna pass and you're gonna look back. And I believe that every year you should improve your life. Something has to change. You know, that's one of my life philosophies. Like, I set my mind to achieve something every single year. Something has to happen in a period of 12 months that my life has to be improved and better at the end of the year. Whether it was income or all the things that we talked about in the warm-up calendar that you can write there. But you can't, a lot of people live a life and it's the same way that they do everything, just doing it, and they don't really have goals. So if you don't have goals, you cannot measure your efforts. So, and if you don't have that consciousness of measuring your efforts, your days are not going to be full of purpose and drive and a meaning. You should be doing things because of a reason, and you should be getting somewhere, not improvising, and then 5 years down the road you look back and you're in the same place or worse. Don't you agree that some of our friends from high school are nowhere? Where are they now? Where's the cool person that was so cool back on those days, during those days? Where are they now? What are they doing? You know, and it's because of this. Like, you might win the lottery. You might win a trade or two, but it's not about getting there. It's about staying there. And most importantly, climbing levels. Okay? The way you do that, you need to measure so that you can have notes of what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right, and maximizing the rights and minimizing the wrongs, right? So this is going to help you. At the end of the week, you see week 1, 15 trades, because you have it here and you know it's all working together. And then I have the board because I need that motivation. You know, I need to see it and I need to write it down, because when you write things down, your brain organizes itself. In order for you to write with syntaxes and order and make sense of things, your brain first has to organize it and then you move your arm, because if you don't think about it, then you write a new language. You're speaking in tongues. You need to organize your thoughts. And so I want you to print this one out and the other one out and fill it out with your current situation, where you're standing at, your current balance, and where you want to get, and get a picture of where your efforts could take you if you follow them with discipline. Now this one, when you finish it, you're gonna complete this. So this part is the goal, and this part is the now, you know? So the now is gonna get modified as days go by. So let's say the first day you did win your 3 trades, so that equals to 75 pipettes at 297 times 3. You made 668. So now you're gonna add that to 9,891.81. Now this is printed out. You print it every Sunday at night before you start trading. So you cannot change it. But the one you have at the whiteboard, you're gonna delete the now, right? You're gonna delete it, and you're gonna write where you are now, so that on the second day, right, 10,560.06. So at the second day, you see that number and you see the goal, and you feel like you're closer, or you feel like you're going behind, right? But you need this daily stimulation. And so you're gonna do that exercise on your whiteboard. You can read the instructions below. Okay, so you fill this out, and this is week 1. What are you gonna do when Sunday comes? You're gonna keep this on your files, or you can store it at your Google Drive so that you have a track record of everything. And you're gonna delete the number 1, you're gonna switch it for a number 2. Okay, and maybe you think 15 trades is too much and you change it. You do your changes. You don't have to stick entirely with what I'm providing you. I'm giving you a structure, but you make it work for you. And now you're gonna have a clear one. You delete the whiteboard and you start over again, taking a day at a time. Because if you look at the macro, you're gonna get anxious and you wanna get there fast. There are multiple reasons why people lose, and almost all of them are because of money attachment. Okay, and there are multiple reasons why people make stupid decisions in life. And most of them are because of money, emotional attachment. Okay? Don't let it take over you. That's why we have a whole first week teaching you why money is ink and it's not anything else. It doesn't have lungs, a heart, a purpose, nothing else. It's just a piece of paper. So treat it like what it is. It's a piece of paper. It's nothing else. It shouldn't have control over you. And when money has control over you, you over leverage, you overspend, you overdo things, you do stupid things that are not you being yourself, okay? Or your best self. So don't look at that, just take it a day at a time. You have the macro. You can look at the macro at the end of the week. You don't have to be looking at it every single day. You know what you have to do already. You have your lot size here, and you know how many pipettes you catch. Just update your daily trading journal, okay? Below, you're gonna find more tools. Just fill out everything, follow the quizzes, practice, practice, practice. And also it's good for you to write your emotions, what you feel on every trade. So there's a tool right below this module that is gonna allow you to do that. But I felt like I needed to explain this because this is more technical, more about numbers and math, and it's complicated. When it comes to your feelings and everything, you write them down, and you get to know yourself and improve your trading style. All right. So I hope you guys learned a lot and have a profitable rest of the week. See you in the next module.